something.
Hey, beauties, welcome to the live. It's Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
But
I'm trying to sit you right here because, I mean, I usually sit you over there, but we don't.
yeah,
We don't have enough extension for this, I think. Maybe. Oh, no, maybe we do.
There's a 12-foot cord on it.
That's right. Damn it. Hold on. I got to fix this. Look at the ceiling for a minute.
Okay.
Hi.
Wait.
Hi,
See, Rob was on video. Technically, Rob was on video. Oh, yeah. If Christina's watching, Heidi is getting better.
Yes,
Did you leave
absolutely.
your, I was going to say you brought your phone out here. I actually need to plug mine in so I can. There she is. She's on Insta.
Okay.
Yep. Speak the devil, the person shows up.
Ha ha ha.
Okay, we're home. I'll update you tomorrow. I need food and sleep. And my cat.
Okay.
Okay, Christine. Well, we're on live and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh,
Just got
you sent me this message.
You know, and just after I said, I hope everything's okay with Heidi. Christine's like, how old is she?
Yeah, Christine. She had nice.
Anyway. But anything spooky in your house this week?
I said no. Nothing spooky.
I didn't bring the necrophonics out this time. Probably because I need to charge it.
Well, we also
I know I need to charge
need a
mine.
break from that.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I wonder if Jonna's available.
I don't know.
I really hate it when you got something that needs to be charged or the batteries are dead.
That and I forgot my other charger for my phone.
I don't know. That was meant to be something else, what I thought, or what?
What? Did you see something behind me?
No.
What?
I just thought Rob said something. What I was like making sure I heard that right, or my brain just went to the gutter.
No, you heard it right. I was trying to be politically correct.
Why be politically correct in a world that's just gone to shit? Right?
Exactly. Come on. I think you want to come back.
I know you saw my Instagram posts lately.
Plausible deniability.
I will never trust you.
I saw that one.
That was hilarious.
Is she okay?
Yes.
I was like, is she okay with all of this?
Having some fun.
I noticed.
You know, singing about the current.
You know, yeah, like this morning, like I'm not saying that I'm not a happy person or anything, but like I'm used to being in the army and like nobody is really happy, especially when you get up at like 4:30,
sick.
4 or 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So Sharp wakes me up this morning for coffee, and she's all like, she's had her wake up time. She's gone through the whatever, and like,
Take my liquid medicine for the Hashimoto.
and she's all got her happy pill going on. Rays of sunshine. I'm barely alive.
I'm not rays
right?
of sunshine. I had to hurry up and get to the bathroom and pee. I'm like,
This was a. You're trying to intercept the story, and so anyway, I'm sitting there barely. I'm barely like able to see. I can't think right. You know what I mean? I'm trying. Waiting for my first cup of coffee, and she's showing me all the like whatever those like things are, and it just wouldn't. It would not end. I was like, am I dreaming? Am I in purgatory?
We all
I'm
live
not
in
even-
purgatory right now.
Well, that's one theory. But anyway, my point is like I got to slowly ease into being like the bright sun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm that way too.
I'm not like
I'm a person.
when people. I mean, I'm glad people can do that, but like when my eyes open up, like I don't talk for like.
Run my pussies. Oh
Oh
wait.
my gosh, I'm that way. I am so that way too, Rob. Like when people start talking, when I get up and people start talking to me, I give them this dirty look.
Oh wait, it is.
I give them this dirty look. Why are you talking to me right now? I don't even got my first cup of coffee yet.
Don't really trust you. The government is a boo.
So she got like 8 or 20 of these or something. I don't know. I lost count. And she just keep playing them over and over and over and over again. And she's laughing hysterically. I'm just sitting there looking at her like,
There's something wrong with you.
Please make the bad man stop. Please.
Oh man.
Well, they are
Makes me
all
laugh.
stories.
I am so that way. Man. I don't sleep on it in the morning. Like, time to wake up, okay? My family members have learned really quick, like, don't talk to her. Don't start acting up, guys, or she's going to bite your head off.
I can be like that on some morning. But, in this world, there's a lot of quackers out there. And their cheese has slipped. Telling a lie to the public. And some people believe it.
Like I'm sitting here
It's a
trying to watch this.
perfect way to fuck up your brain. Learn to think for yourself. Stuff.
Oh, Lord.
The
Yeah.
sun is
I'm
burning.
going with it. Don't do that in the morning. I'm glad she's cheerful, though.
I
mean,
didn't
she's-
do that
she's
before
alive.
coffee. Everything. So it's roses and posies until some stinkers
No,
come along.
But the point is the coffee wasn't even done.
Oh,
I might have been sipping on a
for
coffee,
everyone.
but like
Remember, in order to keep your intelligence sane, do your research. Research people. That's how you keep your roses and posies smelling great. Lies stink, don't they?
Now I understand.
What?
Do that in the morning when you're barely awake and you want some cup of coffee?
yeah, and like the sun, like
As I lay here scrolling through the internet,
she's gonna put you through the same torture she
goodness,
did
the
me.
amount of just crap.
Oh, Lord.
It's like the litter box that wasn't even cleaned up. This is why I like to do my independent research for the truth. You know what? In this house, we don't watch the news, and let me tell you why. It makes us feel better because we're independent and we do our research, or we
Well, it
already
looks
know
like
stuff
kitten.
because of experience. So be independent. Don't be a puss. And
I didn't put her through all of them.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You got spared.
The tossed salad one. I didn't do that one.
True.
I love you, Shar.
I love you too, Allie. I just try to cheer up people. He's grumpy without coffee.
I love me some tossed salad.
And scrambled egg.
Tossed salad.
Frasier, you know.
Um,
The world's gone fucking insane though. With like people now trying to say that real women shouldn't be having more feelings than trans women. Like, huh? But they want equality, but they don't want to give it. So they're trying to act like they're better than us. You know, I don't really care if they're trans or not. They're not better than anybody. They're still people.
Nobody, no gender is better than anybody. Right. No gender is better than anybody.
Exactly.
And tell you the truth, the spirit world doesn't care if you're male or female or whatever. It's what you've done. And you're like,
Dylan Mulvaney admitted to his parents that he's attracted to women. Now, he actually does not plan on getting his junk cut off.
interesting. You gotta be careful with that with YouTube. YouTube will.
It's all clicks and views.
Yeah, I know. But YouTube and Dylan will.
Then there's that creeper. His name is Jeff, not Jeffree Star, but just some
I know
creeper named Jeff that's telling kids not to talk to their parents, but to talk to him.
Yeah, that dude gives me the freaking creeps.
He creeps
Even
me,
the first time I hear him, I'm looking at his picture, he gives me the creeps.
but Jeffree Star has put his foot down to this shit, and he's gonna go on like a little tour of talking to people about the bullshit.
Good. He doesn't care for the freaking whatever labels
He's-
and all. It just be you. It has to be a freaking label.
He's going to grow his facial hair out.
Interesting.
He said the only thing that'll grow out is the shape of the goatee, and that's it. That's fine. What's that Bywater taste like?
Good
Which
for
one
him
is
though. I'm glad he's stepping up. I know he's gonna get a lot of hate, but at least he's standing up.
Right?
I'm still gonna support him.
I'm gonna start my own.
Ooh, that's good. What is that? Watermelon? Or is that the passion fruit?
Passion.
You know those Bywaters? The passion fruit, or is that the passion fruit, or is that the oh, okay, the passion fruit one is good. So it's a one. And they also have a dragon fruit. That one's good too.
Fruit. It doesn't have much of a taste.
I'm gonna start my own pronouns.
Oh Lord, what are they?
But I have to come up with some kind of acronym, but
Okay.
you know. like him slash lesbian her or something. I don't know, something like that.
Oh, okay, because you remember, like Rob always says, he's a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
Yeah.
The lesbian. There you go. Lesbian.
Go.
There you go.
LM. That's another acronym.
Yep. Now we can start our own thing. The men are the lesbian. And we're the gay guys.
That'd mess them all up.
What?
Have to create another
So,
flag.
so you like this? Yeah. You like girls? Yeah.
I would help create this.
When someone told me that I was gay, I said, yeah, I do like guys. Thank you for noticing that.
Like, I am so gay that every time I see a man, I just want to jump him. That's how gay I am. I'm strictly dickly.
Yep. More about him.
I'm such a lesbian that if every other man in the world was gone, I would be okay with that.
Good Lord, we're messed up.
I think I could rise to the occasion. She missed it.
No, she didn't. She's giving a look like.
Well, hey, work for Genghis Khan.
I love you guys. That's all I gotta say.
King Solomon had 600 wives, and not to mention the concubines.
Good Lord.
And how many children that spanned across Russia, Asia, Europe,
Yeah, so exactly.
Africa?
So, like, I gotta rival that guy, that lesbian guy.
Actually, most Asian people, because of Genghis Khan, have to check their bloodline in the Mongolian community to make sure that they're not too close of a bloodline because of Genghis Khan. In order to marry, they must check the bloodline. What the hell was that?
What?
You heard that.
I said, hi, Jonna.
Rob heard it.
Oh.
I think it was radio interference this time. Okay, Rob said this time it was not radio interference. This time it was something else. I'm done.
Yeah.
This time it was natural by itself, whatever the hell that was. Oh, yeah. Did you see in that one video that I put out, like Titten was sitting at the window diligently waiting for Rob, and I only noticed whatever the hell it was once, but it was there in the first section of it too.
Donna says I had a full body black figure go down my kitchen steps out of my living room last night. Oh,
Who did?
geez. Jonna.
Jonna, glad you're here. Oh my gosh.
That's freaky.
My glasses in my room.
Oh,
That
I
is
forgot it was-
freaky.
That is freaky.
Where at?
Jonna.
It's a strong energy spirit. Right there.
Her kitchen.
Who with Jonna?
Mm-hmm. Stepped out of my living room last night. Ooh, girl. Okay, so like the video with Titten, Like the second time, you can literally see whatever it is streak across. I tried to debunk it, and I could not debunk it. Like,
So it was a solid, whatever it was solid, completely solid, and it was in color. It wasn't.
yeah, which is weird.
It was.
Oh, Jonna says, "Hi, Rob."
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, because Christine won't be here in the live chat. So,
Well, the only thing that you'll see of Rob ever, if he does this, is he will put his hand near the camera and wave at people. And that's it.
Because I'm a Neanderthal.
She says she's good. Oh, would you mind being a sweetie and putting some water in that for me? I left my cup in my room. If you wouldn't mind, I'm trying to drink a shitload of water. But that cup is specific.
yes.
cup.
Water in that. Makes it easier.
Okay. I'll be right back, guys.
Be on it.
Kitty, kitty.
Thank you. You can get it from the faucet. I don't mind. Anyway. But yeah, like things like that are creepy. I'm gonna keep the camera away from the kitchen for a minute. So, you know, Rob is in there. And because his military career, he really can't be shown on camera. But yeah, that's creepy, Jonah, that happened. Like, we've been under a full moon cycle as it is. And as we all know, during a full moon cycle, especially when there's a storm or it's just raining or the weather is just cold or too hot, it can open up gateways to things that people would never think of. You left that on in case they see spookies. Well, at least we came out here for the poor cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're waiting for Alex to come back on camera. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, they're camera shy. They just don't want to be on camera, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. That's why we call Rob the man on the sofa, or the voice on the sofa. Oh my God. Our kids come in here. They no went down stuff. Huh. Yeah, us like earlier today, I thought Rob was coming back, you know, on where I live on the side of the house in the in-law suite. He said it wasn't him. I believe him. Because I found him sitting out here and like, did you go back there? He's like, no, why? Because there were the Tommy knockers again. No joke. It's like they'll knock on the walls, the doors. Sometimes they shake the handle. And then that's not a Tommy knocker. That's something completely different. Yeah, something completely different.
Okay, I'm back. I had to give my brother some peanut butter cookies. Okay, I had them. Okay. Okay, I understand.
But yeah, like the cat, he gets freaked out anymore. He don't like being by himself. He'll sit near the front door when we have to go do something. And he's like a faithful dog. He will sit there until we get back, or he hides under Rob's cot. And he just gets really scared. So I'm thinking we might have to get some good sized pet carrier for him. Or,
Mhm.
you know, like one of those backpacks that people put their cat in that has like the little dome on it with the little breathing holes. Like we might have to get that, put him in one of those, strap it in really good,
Mhm.
and let him with us sometimes. But I don't know how he would handle that, but Steve wouldn't be alone, you know. He gets so dang scared anymore.
You need to clean that house. That's all I have to say. You gotta clean that house.
Yeah, we do.
It's
We gotta cleanse Rob too.
oh yeah, definitely pleasant Rob.
There ain't enough holy water in an ocean that to take it off me.
That's what you think.
No, I happen
Go
to know. I
perform
know
the
what I'm talking about.
ceremony at your mom's gravesite. That'll work. Sprinkle the salts around where her headstone would be.
Just saying.
Me too.
It's-
Apparently my cat. No. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, why was that all small at first? Like in the beginning, it was all small.
Yeah, because I had it like where you can see a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And then I did that. That makes more sense. I didn't realize I had that.
Because people can actually see us.
Mm-hmm. Since Jonna has been coming on the live stream a lot, I want to put her as a moderator.
Yes, you should.
So we can
Excellent
make her-
mod. I like having you as a mod, and Alex and Christine.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the Pope went to, you're welcome. When the Pope went to Philadelphia that one year, I lived in Philly, and they were going to charge people $25 to travel into the city. I'm like, no, thank you. I got all the food I need, all the toiletries I need. I have no need to go into Center City. I'm like, what? Yeah, absolutely no need to pay $25 to go through the parts of the city in which I always go through for way less than that. So that was ridiculous.
My team was in that city that year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We got like
Pope detail.
we were on the Pope detail, but y'all gave us like special I don't know what you call them.
Crucifix.
No, they didn't get
Rosaries.
that far. It was just a lapel pin or something. But it's something that the Pope personally supposedly blessed. Um,
Hmm.
anyway, it was kind of it was if he did, it was a nice thought.
Yes. But these people in these organizations like the Vatican, they're supposed to live like paupers, but they wear the finest linens, leathers, gold, silver, jewels. They eat the finest foods, drink the finest wine, and have their own personal drivers. That's not living like a pauper.
No, it's not.
Sure.
Okay, John. I got you as a moderator now.
Living like a baller.
Right?
I was
And then-
looking. Sorry.
So,
Keep on talking.
some little girl that was going through cancer treatments, you
No,
know,
I did not see your haul today. So I
The
haven't been
Pope-
on YouTube as much.
reached over and did a blessing on her and everything, but she was already getting her treatments.
Right.
And they're like, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. He healed her. No, her treatments healed her. Is what that was. Her medical treatments healed her. I mean, unless he was using Reiki. Jesus used Reiki. There's actually missing parts of Jesus's life of when he actually went to Egypt, to the Egyptian school of mystics, and then reappeared.
Also went to the Middle East.
Huh? Yes, he
I
did go
mean-
to the Middle East.
I mean, not the Middle East. But
Okay. I got so many.
a lot of Buddhist writing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jamie Beth. I didn't know her else was gonna
Oh,
watch that.
Eric was do nails and more. Hi. But yeah, there's like a whole bunch of that missing. People, I
Hi,
get
Erica.
pay attention.
I am looking for your haul video right now.
Your granddaughter. Oh,
Yeah, that's
hey.
my granddaughter. I met her on her live on Jonah's live stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta make it over there for your live streams. In fact, I gotta catch up on your videos, plain and simple. That's something I like to do all the time is catch up on people's videos so I know what's what. And like before we came on, we were even talking about Temu, how it's like kind of oversaturated, and all of a sudden there's like this huge explosion of Temu videos everywhere. You know, because sometimes I think about this because, you know, variety is always good and everybody has a talent, but
Amen.
most of yours are illegal.
I'm trying to find a way to make that.
I know, but most of yours are illegal.
Yeah. Damn shame.
It is too. It's part of your army life. But and here it is. I was just talking about that, and the rabbi posts something about the Bible. So there's some rabbis on YouTube that just talk about philosophy and stuff. So I watched that, and I watched Sanjay Guru. Jonna thinks that's funny. She thought, ha ha. No, really. Rob was part of Weapons of Mass Destruction. So he knows how to take just about anything and make it into a weapon of mass destruction. So most of his talent is illegal.
Oh Lord, I ain't gonna say nothing. I know. So my brain just went somewhere else.
Your mom just went somewhere.
Sorry, my brain.
Yes,
My brain
that's
went there.
exactly what I'm talking about.
You're thinking he should have it fans only for that?
Look here with him, yeah.
With him? Okay.
Exactly. I'll put up a picture of Fabio and just leave Fabio up. I'll just be talking.
That's just not.
What you say?
Oh my
I know, I
God.
was trying to do laugh. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
you made- I know. I was just trying to get him to laugh.
And more brain. Okay, and more brain. Okay. For some reason, it's not showing up on my damn thing.
Oh yeah, I like
Oh, no.
that new Gerard Cosmetics blurring powder.
Huh?
I have that. I have it on. Have it on under my eyes. I've had it on all day.
Okay. It's the
Does pretty good.
okay. I gotta watch her. Yep, I gotta have. She did a Temu haul. Okay. I was
Who?
like looking for it and I didn't know where it was. I was like, why didn't I see it through my life through the thing? Stupid.
Oh.
I like YouTube, but it's sometimes stupid.
Like I thought about getting a couple of things from Temu because I see they have fabric.
Ooh, she got a deck of Muse tarot cards. Awesome. That's
From
cool.
Temu. I didn't know
Oh.
they had those. Let me check my app.
I'm
Some
on Amazon. I'm on Amazon.
Yeah, you got
I
yeah.
use gift cards. I use gift cards on that.
We're gonna start Temu, but let me check my Temu app.
So what? I have a Temu app.
You
No,
see?
she said they were not.
Here's the thing. On my main
screen.
screens, there's no Temu app on my main screens.
Because it's
right?
hidden.
That's
Star.
right.
Star. She said the tarot cards came from a witch store in her town, not Temu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have one of those. If only.
We have one over here. I know we got a lot of psychics, but half the time psychics are not. I'll say this: the psychics I know around here are fake.
Ones that are out there anymore.
I don't know if we have anything like that, but I wouldn't go there anyway.
Let's see. Terror.
I'm weird that way. Where I live, this past weekend, there was a shooting where the town I live in.
Wow.
2 teenagers were shot and killed.
That's sad.
It was really
Oh,
close to
gosh.
home. So
When
not
you
here,
just
but
knew it.
it was sad. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Look at
They're
these
still looking
tarot
for the people.
cards.
Oh Lord.
Look at the
Hocus pocus.
Pocus tarot card.
Eh,
Temu has everything.
just like Amazon, but cheaper.
Right. I think this is their competition. I think Temu is a twist between Amazon and Wish.
Now my brother got some stuff from Wish, and he got an apple
Wish
cutter
you had-
one, and it broke and it sliced his hand
Oh,
a couple of years back. And it was like, I'm like, what? I was working at the time. I said, what happened? He's like, I cut my, I'm like, oh my gosh. It kind of freaked me out till I saw him. I'm like, oh my gosh.
but it's interesting all the tarot cards they have and at the prices. It's like they are like, oh my God, no, they have sexual. Those are yours, Rob. The sexual tarot cards.
Tantra.
I have a mix. Oh, what did they tell us about? They have a,
Tantra cards.
No, I'm still on the
I'm
fence
still on the
about some of
fence
these
about
products
buying
because
them.
some of them are not cruelty free, and I'm cruelty free, so
Yeah, I
I
know,
was looking.
right? Like,
It's
I'm
hard.
not
Like
sure if I would buy any of the makeup. I
that's what
don't.
I'm leery about. Because some of these I can say they're whatever, but I'm
Yeah.
cruelty free, so it's kind of like this one. I got this from Amazon, and they're at $5.61 right now. I'm always looking for deals. $5.61 on Amazon. I do it on that video, yesterday's video. I do have all the links down below for y'all can check it out.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do. Is that if I can, and some of them are going down. So I spent $33 on that. Or no, 32. That's not counting the shipping. Well, I didn't have to do shipping because it's free shipping, but the sales.
Rob's all like interested after I said like they had the sexual tarot cards.
Tantra.
Right.
That's not bad.
Yo, it's a thing.
It is actually.
Yeah, it is. But I'm not going to dwell on that. This one is $10. The original price on the website is $10, so that's not bad. I love this color story.
Like, I had gone on vacation to the Florida Keys one year, or a couple years, and then I went to this little store called Beals.
Yeah.
And they had high-end cosmetics there, including some of the Paris Hilton makeup.
Huh.
And I was like, what?
I think that's a good price for that palette, though. $10, and those shades are nice.
Yeah. Because he peeked without you seeing.
Of course he did. Okay. I'm like looking at a brand to see if they're cruelty free, and I can't see any information about it. That's one thing about it is like if you can't find information about it, about a
Yeah.
specific brand, I'm leery about it. Because you never know.
Exactly.
Like, some of them are freaking dupes for ColourPop. I'm like, you're looking for ColourPop stuff, and they have it on different things. I'm like, you know what? I'll stay with Amazon for a minute.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I gotta look on
I wish
like,
Christine could have been on here, but I know she's tired.
oh yeah, with her from her daughter being in the hospital.
Well, they both got home today, so
Yeah.
I know she's tired.
Okay.
I can actually read it better if it's on my phone than I can if it's on here. That's why I usually have my phone near me for the chat.
This is the one. No. One thing I don't like brands, especially brands that you don't know, are taking away from another brand.
Right?
That's on Amazon too, not just Temu.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's nice to have dupes, but do we
Not
really
exactly, not the same packaging and the same whatever.
right? Like on
Well-
Temu, there's a lot of things with the same cosmetics packaging, like
Mhm.
what is it? The Fit Me.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a Fit Me palette, you know, for like powder. And I'm
Right.
thinking, wait, isn't that kind of stealing?
Really it is. Like I said before, huh, they have a palette called Shadow Me. What is Shadow Me? Skin.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I'm so leery about it, because some of these brands, I don't know. There's other brands I do,
You can
and
look
they're
on
freaking stealing
no.
another brand's packaging and the colors.
Like I thought about, because I know they have fabric. So my thought is to purchase a little bit of their fabric and compare it to the more high-end fabric that I already have
Exactly.
and see if it can be washed before used and what does it look like after it's been washed and dried, and then compare what it feels like in a sewing machine. Because, you know, I want to see if it's good quality or not. Because
Exactly.
if it's crap, I will let people know.
Yep. That's why I like to give honest reviews, and like it's just
Wait,
that's what I want to do, is give honest reviews, no matter if I'm getting paid or not.
Right.
And
Go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say the same thing that you just said. You know, reviews anymore, like people get paid to do reviews. You know what I'm saying? So
Like us, we don't get paid to review. And when we do an honest review, it's like we little channels are just left in the dark.
but you get like going back to what you were saying about the makeup, like they've got all these companies that do private labels. So like for like $2,000, you can actually have your own cosmetics company, you know, with your own logo, everything else.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, just it's the same product of another company. It's just being sold under a different name privately. The formulation might change a little bit, just enough to make sure that it's not a violation of patent, copyright, whatever. But like, you have a very good point about, you know,
Because I really don't want to be another. Hi, Christine. She's on here.
Christine!
Sleep. Tells the truth. But
No, it's okay, Christine. You know what?
okay, Erica. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes. Oh,
180.
tired,
I'm at
Chris.
180 now. Woohoo! I'm tired as hell. Well, we're just talking about makeup. We're just taking a break from the Necrophonics.
Yeah. Although I will say, Rob and I heard something that was not radio interference. So that's interesting.
I guess I'm still looking at brands. I'm just still leery about it, and I just don't know. Like some of these I can see on Amazon. Some of them I already know about Amazon. But I can get a better price on Amazon. That's how I look at it. And it's just one of the things that I'm weird that way. I'm just weird. I don't care. Weird is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I like it, Christine, when you see weird shit over here in the kitchen.
She likes to see us getting tired.
Yeah. I don't know. Today I've had a nap. So did Rob. He fell asleep on the other sofa. The cat was next to me, and I fell asleep with the cat next to me.
What now? So the found it. They found a fluid filled cyst on Heidi's spine is putting pressure on the nerves that go to her legs. She could hardly walk. And she needs it drained and should improve. Oh wow.
Wow. I mean, that's sad that she has that.
But I'm sitting healing. That's all I'm doing.
No, Christine, it's fine. You're tired, girl.
Christine, you're fine. You're fine. If that's just scary.
Yeah, that's just so sad.
Especially when it comes to the spine. That's scary.
It would,
Sis.
yeah, you didn't use the drain and it should improve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a positive.
That is a positive. At least you found out what's
Heidi.
going on, and they can actually do something.
Yes.
Positive thoughts of healing and healing prayer. Always puts out good healing energy. Just happen. Or she could have been born with it.
My cat's gonna hate me because I gotta clean it now.
Thing
I'm sorry, baby.
happened to her. Maybe that was part of it.
Because they said it could have just happened, or she could have been born with it. Oh my. Baby.
Okay, that's good that you'll be seeing a neurologist for that.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
I love my neurologist and I love my endocrinologist. They are both fabulous women.
Okay, I'll leave your ears on. It's an hour surgery to drain it. We meet up with the neurologist on the 23rd to see when to do it. Okay. Christine, I'm going to send you a message. Because
I don't know what.
if you hear growling, it's my cat.
Huh?
I said, if you hear growling, it's my cat.
Oh, okay. So we are going to therapy in between, and I was able to bring her home so she can walk like 8-10 steps and transfer
Oh, Lord.
chair. I had to get it. They want her in one room. Well, that's perfectly understandable. Now you gonna keep her on her side of the house with your mom? Or are you gonna keep her on your side? I mean, once it's all drained, she'll get better. Poor Heidi.
Drinking water makes you go pee. Drinking water makes you go pee.
I haven't had any back surgeries because I can't fix what's wrong with my back. And I refuse to have a metal rod go down my back. Plus, I also refuse to let them cut my back. No. I'm actually afraid to have surgery. I really am.
With all the military injuries I've seen, I've never seen a back surgery with the rods go well.
No, because Rocco had that done, and look how that turned out.
So I haven't seen one. I've seen.
Yes, you have.
Okay, guys, I'm messy. Why are you all messy? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's control. No, there
Now,
I are. Okay. You got to do what you got to do. It doesn't matter how old a child is, it's still your child. She's still your little girl.
yep. Okay. But she's back home being familiar about something and she's not stressing.
Yes, and getting she can. Did they give you any pain meds for her in case? Yeah. It's funny, we've already been on for an hour.
Oh yeah.
Where'd the time go?
Almost an hour.
Well, where'd the time go?
Don't know, when you're having fun, time goes fast.
Kitten, you coming up here? Could be a good boy. You want to come up here? Kitten? Want to come up here? No, there's this cord. We can try to move it. There we go. My cord has these lights, right? It kind of freaks the cat out. What's the matters? What's the matters, Kitten?
Hospital stuff was awesome with her. She was so scared. She has never had an IV or a CAT scan or X-rays or an MRI, and they got her through it, and she was laughing. They only had to sedate her for MRI.
Oh, okay. Coming up here.
At least
Kitten.
the other three were the other three didn't have to do that.
No.
Yeah, they probably have to sedate me too with the MRI.
The little stinker was gonna start chewing on my charger cord.
Haha, my cats do that too.
Oh, I ordered it from Amazon.
That
a month
they
ago.
got her to do all of that. Aww.
Oh, I bet she loved that.
Mm-hmm. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Especially going to the hospital.
Oh, I hate hospitals.
I hate hospitals too. It's not what y'all think it is. I see dead people. Clearly. I see dead people. And I can smell death.
That was a great movie, by the way.
The Sixth Sense. Filmed in Philadelphia, not far from South Street. I've actually walked through that neighborhood when I lived in Philly. Neurologist said, well, you did a good job. 39 years old, no broken bone on her whole body. Exactly.
Exactly.
Nothing for pain. She's not having any pain. Okay, it's good she's not
Well,
in
that's
pain.
good. That's good that she's not.
Tanner, you coming up here, you stink her butt. Come here. Come to mama.
I know she was enjoying her watching her movies.
Yeah, right. As long as she has her snack and her sweet tea in her
That's what I'm
movie.
thinking of I'm doing. I'm scratching the back of my back, my arm, the back of my back. Don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, it's nice surgery. That was it.
Wow.
Well, that's been a while. Oh, that's good. That's what that was in the picture.
I took her portable DVD player and she watched movies up every year. It's boring at the hospital if you have to do anything. It's
Right.
hours and hours to find something.
Unless, of course, you have a tablet that just runs on the cell, like the one I'm on for those, then that's always good. Yep. 11 months old. That, like,
Mhm.
I'm not busting on vaccines, except for maybe the current vaccine, which people are dropping dead from that thing.
Because it's an unproven technology. mRNA technology is
What's
bad.
vaccine for? Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with proven technology.
Because especially the sciences.
Exosome.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to have a mRNA
Yeah.
There isn't.
when we have.
I got a question. My brother even asked this question. When pregnant women, not pregnant women, when women take vaccines, will those vaccines will go into the bloodstream to a newborn when they're pregnant?
But which vaccine?
Any vaccines.
Of course it would. Goes
So
into,
why does children have to take vaccines? If the women are already
yeah, right.
the vaccines of any kind and those in the bloodstream of a newborn, but why does children have to take vaccines?
Okay,
Of the
Rob
same
has,
vaccines of the women.
Rob has your answers
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't.
about vaccine.
I'm sorry. Could you say what you said again?
Okay. When women, before they get pregnant or anything like that, as children, we get the vaccines.
Yes.
What and everything. When they get pregnant, anything, does that vaccine goes to the newborn while in the womb?
So typically a vaccine induces an immune response from the body. So I'm not talking about mRNA vaccines. I'm talking about like normal vaccines. So a normal vaccine is supposed to produce a immune response in the body and cause your body to produce antibodies against whatever the immunization was for. Those antibodies can cross over to a fetus. If there's certain vaccines that have boosters added in them, and those boosters are toxic. So if someone gets a vaccine, the toxicity of a vaccine is normally absorbed by the body of the person and normally doesn't stay floating in the system long. It goes honestly straight, most immune boosters go straight to the pituitary gland and it stays there. However, there's some others that are preservatives that have been linked to other
So the base of the vaccines helps to get the antibodies into the body,
Yep,
basically. But the antibodies should go into the fetus.
absolutely. Yes.
So why is the children supposed to get vaccines of the same vaccines that we take?
Now, what you're saying there is a very, very good question. If you look at the European vaccination schedule, it's
Yeah.
completely different than the United States's, and their degree of various different diseases and issues are quite lower because they start their vaccines in their children at a later age than we do here. It's an interesting thing. I agree with what you're saying completely. But part of the problem would be dilution of antibodies over time. So, how do I explain? So while antibody might be transferred to like a fetus, I mean, it would be transferred to a fetus and circulate in the bloodstream over time as that child grows. If not exposed to that, whatever the vaccine was for, the ability of the body to respond with antibodies is diminished over time.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
That does make a little bit sense.
Like when you got fresh squeeze, you got infant in your hand, whatever, or you got all kinds of
Don't
antibodies.
mind
You know what I
him.
mean?
He calls babies fresh squeezed.
I'm sorry.
I noticed.
Squeezed out.
That
That
is
is.
meant.
Yeah.
Because I thought I thought that was an interesting question to ask, because if it is a vaccine, like I said before, if it's the antibodies that will go to the fetus, so it's like, why do we have to take back? Why does the children have to take vaccines of it if they already have the antibodies in them? But I can see it too, like you said, it could diminish depending on the vaccine makes.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that,
and
so
with-
that's what I can understand, because I remember getting my flu shots, and the flu shots didn't do crap for me. It gets me sicker and everything else. But I remember getting a chickenpox vaccine. Still got chickenpox.
It's
Yes.
actually, it's
So
a
I'm like, what's the point of taking that vaccine then if I still got the
Rob can talk all about it from his experience in WMD.
So that's what I thought was like, if you already get the vaccine stuff, but that's understandable.
No, that's a very, very good point, and a very good example that you brought up. Really, the only problems come into play is if a mother happens to get a vaccine, but
While pregnant.
we're talking, well, while pregnant is the bad part, but
Yeah.
because or if we're talking older vaccines that had like higher degrees of mercury in them for supposedly for sterile, to keep it
I've had chickenpox
sterile.
once in my life.
Generally, like people really, if they do their research, they said, don't take my word for it, but you do the research. Just like I'll give you one example that I'm familiar with, the anthrax vaccine, right? So, a lot of times military or members are forced to take an anthrax vaccine. Originally intended for people who work with shearing sheep, because sheep are prone to getting anthrax infections, especially on the skin. And so the whole idea behind it was to, create antibodies to try to give the body an advanced jump against an anthrax infection, which is really, 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 really bad if you ever get it. I mean, it's treatable, but but when they first started doing it, like it just didn't. It was almost like mad scientist stuff. Like they were actually using cadaver pituitary glands ground up as part of the mix, in addition to other immune boosters. Yeah, when you think about it, it's kind of crazy, and to me it doesn't make sense. I was like, why you even thought to do that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Weirdo.
I mean, that's not the current formulation, but some of the earlier formulations were just obnoxious, I'm sorry.
Christine said I had chickenpox. I said Christine had chickenpox when I was 6, and again when I was 35. When I was sick, it wasn't real bad, but at 35, it was insane.
When I had the chickenpox, it was literally from my head to my toes. No joke. And in places we ladies don't want to have chickenpox.
I hate that.
But
Okay,
there-
Christine says she's going to go sleep, and she'll talk to us tomorrow.
Okay, Christine.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night, honey. But yeah.
But there's also a difference between a live and a dead vaccine, like, so, to produce an immune response.
But are all vaccines a dead virus? No.
No, there's live.
Strand.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot, you have to, like, even this within the same line of a vaccine, you can't have a live, although weakened, strain of the whatever you're inoculating against. And then for those who may have immune issues already, you can have the dead vaccine or
I'm
the
not
dead
allowed
virus
to have any
or
of
bacteria.
it. Yay!
Yeah, but the problem with using the dead strain is it doesn't elicit a strong immune response.
Here's my question on the dead strand. Just by chance in the human immune system waking it up, would that be a problem?
Well, no, it's dead before they, like, it's.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just by chance, if some cell in the human body connects with it, like jumpstart the heart, and wakes up that dead cell. Theoretically.
Yeah, I mean, it's not supposed to happen. I'm not going to say it can.
There's things that you can't say.
But but the problem with typically if you're using a dead vaccine, especially if you're immunizing against something that is highly dangerous, they'll put an immune booster in with it, because a dead virus or a dead bacteria won't elicit a strong immune response from the body on its own, because it's not a threat. it just identified as a foreign body. Does that make sense?
That's why I ask questions, to make things sense to me.
All right. Cool.
To me, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
So like, really for your immune system to work right and to produce antibodies, normally white blood cells attack a live virus that's, in some way harming the
Turn this
virus.
this way for a minute, kids. I have to adjust something in my,
Okay.
under my shirt.
So if you're using something that's not live, that's causing some kind of white blood cell immune response, then typically they'll put boosters in it, like aluminum, which is toxic.
Yeah.
But it does jumpstart the immune response. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but it is what it is. Nice, great question though, and I think that was right on target.
It was some good learning.
Yep.
It was good learning experience. Was it not?
Like, I've tried to ask questions that's how I am. I like to ask questions. I like to do detective work. And once if something doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to look for answers.
Oh no,
make-
Rob was part of the WMD, Weapons of Mass Destruction. So that's why he knows a lot of stuff about certain stuff that his talents are illegal. Oh, I see. You should put MWC. Don't mind my doofy brain tonight. Which Christine abbreviated. That's a good one.
I knew what she was talking about. Okay.
I'm also a nuclear counterproliferation officer, but that's
She is. I mean, can you imagine that? Being a nuclear counterproliferation officer? Try saying that a bunch of times while tired.
My daughter was born with HCC antibodies and stuff.
Wow,
That's good.
really? That's sad.
Antibodies.
Donna's daughter was born with the FC.
Yeah, it was antibodies.
yeah, but only the antibodies though, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why?
It's antibodies.
But if it's the antibodies, it means that
Is it attacking something or no?
not. I'd have to have a little more information, but basically, no, it's the antibodies. That means that if you were to test that person, they would test positive for that exposure. They would not be an active carrier of the virus. They may have the antibodies because they were exposed, or they received the antibodies from somewhere. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have the virus in them. If that makes any sense.
Well, she just said she still does have them.
Well, antibodies would be
Yeah.
the thing that would fight the.
Well, then, like, what's going on with me then? That's it attacking the thyroid, Hashimoto.
Yes, that's what. I'm not trying to take over the show, dude.
Oh, no. See, tonight is a whole learning experience from Rob.
She's Donna says they can use her blood to make meds for it.
Yes, because she has antibodies, the actual virus.
Yeah.
So, and that's an example of, but you know, if you'd have to do you'd have to do some like different.
Can I use your phone charger for my phone? That way it don't die.
You'd have to do some tests, but in general, if all you have is antibodies, you know, you'd have to make sure that, you know, there's no actual virus present.
Yeah.
Because if you do test the person, they'll test positive, you know, on a test, because the test generally look for the antibodies, not necessarily the virus. So, but it's an actual good thing, because if that person is willing to donate blood, they can. And if it is just pure antibodies, they can do a whole lot of different filtration to pull those antibodies out. And they can actually provide an intravenous IV drip with that, if not an injection, and help someone that may
need it.
If their body isn't producing enough antibodies against that virus.
So can you explain like what's going on with like Hashimoto and attacking
Sure.
the thyroid?
I mean, I'd love to. If you all want to know.
Okay, Janice, hang on. Before we get into that, Janice said I carried her while I had it from a blood transfusion. I've had the meds and got rid of it.
Oh.
Yep. So that's the one thing that, like, sometimes when they go to test.
She took meds to get rid of it.
Yes. Yep.
As long as it's not hepatitis B.
But so, like, generally they do all kinds of tests on like blood products before they use them. But you know, depending on what date we're talking about in the past, you know, they didn't run that many tests.
Yeah, they did.
So, you know, they do a lot of tests today on blood before they use it. They make blood products.
Mm.
But back to Char's question. So, not to get into specifics, I'm going to talk vague things about the body's response to the immune response of the body.
Well, I was told, before you say that, I was told that Hashimoto's disease could happen if you lived in an environment where there happened to have been some sort of like nuclear leak, or any nerve gases or anything like that. Now, quite frankly, I grew up in an area that Hanford Nuclear Power Plant was constantly leaking out and spilling to the Columbia River. And I lived not too far from an Army chemical depot, which was disposing of nuclear warheads of mustard gas. And that shit always leaked. Now, could that have caused the Hashimoto's?
With any autoimmune issue, there's two things that come into play. There's a genetic predisposition, and then there's an environmental trigger. So someone can have a non-genetic predisposition and be exposed to an environmental trigger, and something may or may not happen. If someone has an environmental predisposition and they're exposed to an environmental trigger, there's a strong possibility that something will happen.
Yeah.
Now, so there's all kinds of different environmental triggers. There's all kinds of different, you know, predispositions that everybody has genetically from history. I'll give you an example of my family.
Yep.
Predisposition to cancer, predisposition to heart issues, predisposition to diabetes, just genetically. That's just how it is. Now you combine that with environmental factors like diet, other things. Any one of those things could make one of those predispositions kick off sooner. So the autoimmune response, right, by the body,
Mhm.
it's basically almost the same for anything and everything. Once a body's T cells or white cells or T cells, white blood cells or T cells identify something, even if it's an error, as a problem, the body will start to produce antibodies against that. So anyone, for example, who has arthritis, that is an autoimmune disorder. That's the body attacking itself.
I have arthritis.
So what's happened in that, unless it's osteoarthritis, and that's wear and tear of the body. But if it's psoriatic, there's also if your immunoglobulins are low, that's actually a form of
What
arthritis.
if it's rheumatic arthritis?
Well, yes, and that's another thing. So
Because I
if-
had rheumatic fever as a child.
yes, so if you have any type of like autoimmune thing where a T cell, a white blood cell identified something within your body as being an invasive item that needed to be destroyed, it will produce antibodies, and therefore, if those antibodies run into, I'll give you an example of myself. I'll just talk about myself. So, in one of my conditions, I have, which is pretty rare, I have, again, I have environmental triggers.
You do.
So I was exposed to unknown nerve agent, 2004. Excuse me, take that back. I was just exposed. But nonetheless, I developed psoriatic arthritis. So once you develop any type of autoimmune thing where your body is attacking something within your body, there is always a chance that it can jump and attack something else as these white blood cells, T cells, start running around the body looking, and their production is triggered by the antibodies, right? So you can actually end up picking up more issues, other autoimmune issues, the longer that you survive or the longer that you live. There is a chance that you can pick up, even without an environmental trigger, like a white blood cell or T cell can mistakenly identify something else and produce antibodies against that. So that's where, like, for example, I have another condition where I actually have like a form of, you can call it arthritis, that attacks the nerve endings, not the nerve endings, but a specific neuroreceptor called GAD in the neuron channels between neurons. So my body produces antibodies against my own against my own nerve transmitters. How that happened, who knows? The basis of it is the underlying basis is a white blood cell or a T cell or something like that somehow made the jump and identified the GAD neurotransmitter as an invading foreign virus or bacteria, a foreign object. So therefore, I have an autoimmune response to my own nerve receptors, not receptors, but nerve transmitters. There's little chemical things that fire back and forth between neurons.
Yeah, it's fine, Jonna. She has Arthur's titties, arthritis. I joke around and call it Arthur's titties because I have arthritis. She has COPD, DDD, and you mean fibromyalgia? I have fibromyalgia.
Yeah, so if you notice, and I'm not trying to point out, I don't want to point out specifics.
DDD.
I don't recognize the acronym.
Me either.
But you see, once you get one autoimmune thing going, the body can easily.
Oh, she does have fibromyalgia. So I know how you feel about the fibromyalgia, and this is why I introduced turmeric and yellow curry into my diet, because it actually helps control the fibromyalgia.
Okay, I found it. It's a low back degenerative disc disease.
Oh, okay, yeah. Spondylitis. I have spondylitis, which is deterioration of the disc. But mine happened. I blame Amtrak because they're at fault for it. Because going up a mountain rather too quick around a curve threw me onto a solid wood table, fucked up my knee and my back, and kept me from going to Fort Dix where Rob was. And we met later on.
So can I give you one more example of how the immune system can be turned on and off?
Yeah. I think tonight is a very educational night.
For Freaky Friday, yes it is.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to get off the subject, or you want to hear about this, or no? Whatever you guys want.
No, I don't mind hearing it. Do you mind?
I don't mind.
Okay, so real short again, I'll use myself as an example. So having
The poor fella has a lot wrong with him. Think the army.
Anyway, so
Jonas says, go ahead.
So I have no less than 5 different conditions where my body is attacking something
Kitten, what are you doing in the kitchen?
within itself. And that's where things have jumped from attacking one item in the body, to a white blood cell or something, identifying something else as being an issue. But so I have one condition that's fairly serious. When you have antibodies against your own neurotransmitters, that's not good. If your body recognizes your neurotransmitters as being a foreign virus or bacteria that needs to be destroyed. So the treatment for what I have is a 5-day, 6-hour intravenous and all it is pure antibodies from other donors. So as Christine was mentioning earlier about the potential to use antibodies as a treatment. So, but in my case, I get like a massive dose.
That's John.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong person.
No, it's okay.
So I apologize for that, but so what happens is they load me up with so many people. I get so many people's antibodies over a 5-day stretch of time that my system is overloaded with antibodies. And what that does is it tells the seat of the immune response, which is the pituitary gland, to stop making antibodies because there's just
Way too many.
it's instead of having 100% antibodies, I'm at like 1,000% antibodies. So for the next 6 weeks or something like that, my body won't produce any antibodies at all because it's a check and balance system. It's a long explanation, which probably don't need to go into, but just know that like when you flood the system with too many antibodies, your body recognizes that and it'll shut off. It won't produce any, even if you get sick. But despite that, I haven't had the flu or the cold really since I've been ill with this one issue. So, and
Yeah, especially with like the Molotov cocktail that you have to take its medicine and the jab in the ass every 2 weeks. With what'd you say? It's a 21 gauge needle?
22.
22 gauge syringe is what he has to use to inject his one medication, right in the ass. That's why he's a hard ass on one side.
I don't know. How would you know that?
Because I'm right-handed.
He's right-handed, so he can't get the left side.
It's a blind stick and I'm right-handed. You can't do it left-handed.
Yeah, I'm away from it now.
Let's go. And if you're familiar with the bucks, like the way the muscles are, there's 3 major sets of muscles there. So I
Has to go through all that.
I gotta hit the bottom muscles. So I gotta do a blind stick through 2 muscles and into the lowest. But anyway, sometimes it's a bloody mess. But anyway, so I've had at some point, and I did the math on this, 2.5 million people's antibodies so far placed into my bloodstream. So
I know you said you had a problem with the IVIG.
I just don't want to pay for it because of $106,000 a shot.
Did you hear the amount of that medication? The price on that one? What was it again? 106,000?
Oh, it's just because I'm a big dude. Like it goes off the size and weight.
$106,000 for one of his medications, and nobody can afford to cover that.
They can cover it. It's just getting authorizations.
That's almost a small country. You're right.
Yeah. So if you want to, that's a good joke. If you want to add this up. So I had 20. No.
Get your calculators out because.
So I had 24 treatments before it was stopped. So how much money would that be?
Yeah.
I think that's
That's enough to buy the Ukraine.
I think that's like 2.4 million. I think if I do the math right, just rounding around.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money just for, and then he's allergic to it. You told me that story where they had to give you Benadryl.
Good Lord.
He started itching.
Well, I mean, there's always like there's a lot of antibodies.
Right.
So the antibodies can actually cause
Call Bill Gates. Oh my God. If I ever saw Bill Gates, I think I'd punch him in the throat.
but hopefully I'd love to get back on it again because it does make a huge difference. Last time I had it was 20 long time ago. But anyway,
The cat.
2 point.
I hope that was the cat.
If you're into that whole metaphysical thing, or the 2 point having 2.4 million people's antibodies is like in your system.
That's why you're thinking Genghis Khan all the time.
Yeah, like I got like anyway, it's just a weird thought, but knowing you've got the 2.4 million people's antibodies in your system.
Right?
Mhm.
From a metaphysical standpoint. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet now.
No.
No.
You know, knowledge
I think
is
people enjoy
the more
his
you
voice. The more you know. Yeah. Now it's gonna be all quiet. Can we just like? Do you have a limit of want to talk? I'm talking.
right.
I'm normally pretty quiet. I think I just exceeded my 2-month limit.
Oh, you have more knowledge.
But I don't flap my lap back. I don't.
I'm talking about other things, Rob.
Oh,
No, that's not.
wait. Something's good.
That he's feeling.
My brain went that way.
The dog just farted under me. Oh my God, dog farts stink so bad.
I was before Mercedes passed away last year, and I was calling her, and all of a sudden she farted.
Oh,
I was like, right there. I was on the floor once because she's short hair, so I was getting the place off of her and everything else, and all that smell. What the? Oh Lord, what's better where I was where she farted.
What about like when you give a dog broccoli and chicken and then they just lay one out?
Mary gave her. Aw. Mercedes was a pet too.
Oh, full farts.
Oh, cat fart stinks too.
Cat
Especially
fart
you're laying.
stink. Titten will fart and then he'll just lay there. Like right next to the stink.
One of the cats was asleep and she had her head to her butt when she was asleep. And I think she farted. And she started filling her ass. And she's like, what the fuck? That's you, darling. Or one of the cats farted and they were laying and they woke up and like, what the? I was like, oh, I guess we farted.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
You want to hear? You want to hear a funny one?
Sure.
Yeah.
I was very old before I realized that girls didn't fart, or girls farted. I thought like they just didn't do it. I don't know.
How old were you when you figured out that women actually fart?
Like nobody had ever done it around me, so I'm like, all right, well, they just don't fart. They don't do that, That was one thing, and then the second one was like I was very old before I realized girls came with armpit hair and that like it was shaved off, right? So so that was I was very old before I realized that.
And how old was old?
Oh, I don't know.
And which chick did you discover armpit?
Some girl from Europe. I was like, what in the?
Oh, what about shaving the legs? Because armpit hair,
Well,
leg hair.
Yeah, I mean,
goes together.
It's a different culture, like in Europe, but yeah, man, she leaned back and and when she put her arms back, I was like, hold up. Hold up.
What you got me?
I'm over here laughing like, oh my gosh.
I was having a moment. I was like,
exactly.
WTF? And I thought I thought I was with a dude for a minute. I was like, oh sugar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Genesis, Lord help it.
Oh, but I made up for it yeah. So.
Now he knows that we fart and we got armpit hair.
Did you discover that we poop?
That I knew, but
A fart is a shit honking its way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like everybody, I don't want to talk like I'm a hoe or anything, but I've been around a number of ladies, and nobody ever
like the cul-de-sac.
Nobody ever, ripped one loose in front of me until one day, and I was like, we're in a car, and I'm like, what the hell? I know I didn't do that.
Rob was telling me a story about this cul-de-sac of women, right?
Yeah, I remember the story.
Titten, are you chasing him out? Yeah, he's mousy. Sucks. Just in case. So Rob was telling me about, like I said, this cul-de-sac of women. Mm-hmm. And they would pass their men around to each other. Bunch of hoes.
If they were good.
Yeah, if they were good. So what'd you say? The semi-pro, you put her hip out of place and the rest of them wanted to try.
I don't know what I want to say about that, but no.
Anyway, so apparently Mr. Thing over here put somebody's hip out of place and the rest of the cul-de-sac wanted to go at him.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jonah's pet rats had babies instead of mine.
See, my pet rats had babies. See, there's a difference between having the store, the pet store mouse or pet store rat, opposed to it came out of the farm field.
Oh, field mice. Field mice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like one day we were in the kitchen having our coffee and Kitten caught a mouse and he drops it next to my chair and I'm like freaking out.
Oh, he gave you a gift. At least you don't have to buy more rats.
Oh,
he doesn't like snakes.
I was traumatized by snakes as a child.
Oh, Lord.
To the point where it's like my babysitter took me out to check the mail, and there was a big ass freaking snake wrapped around the post of the mailbox. And we were like freaking out and slowly stepping away. And I've seen an albino rattlesnake, a dead one, dropped by a magpie in front of a place where I was living. And I was like, oh, hell no. So the neighbor's grandson came over, picked it up, threw it in the communal trash bin, you know, one of those big apartment ones. One of the other neighbors went to open it up, sees this dead snake in there, screams, drops her trash, and runs back in her apartment.
At least they're dead.
I know,
So-
but
They guys can still bite you, even though they're dead.
trash bag before putting it in there.
The only time I was troubled by snakes was on TV. I don't like snakes on TV. They freak me out. If I see a snake in real life, oh, that's a snake. That's cool. But it's on TV, I'm creeped out.
The snake I like is my friend's Snake Rock, which is legally his name, Snake Rock.
Shiny is a still pesky.
Okay. One
And
couple that was my friend when I lived in Oregon, they had a pond. You'll get this joke. I know you'll both get this joke. They actually had a python named Monty, you know, Monty Python. And its dinner bit it, which happened to have been a rat. And my friend, she picks up Monty out of his tank. And then, you know, she has his head pretty good. And she goes like, give this to me and says, here, clean the blood off his head. I'm like, no, just no. And his tongue is all,
Real name.
like,
That's a cute
no,
name.
get that thing away from me. What did you take down?
Like I said, snakes don't bother me unless they're on TV, and I'm like, hell freaking no. Funny part, I can watch Anaconda with no dang problem, or Python versus Boa, no problem. But give me a snake on TV, be a learning thing, hell the freak no. Especially around, like, oh hell no. Shut that TV off.
Moonshine.
And people tell me there's
Moonshine is her snake's name.
What kind is it?
It's a ball python.
Cool.
Yes.
that stuff.
So ball python.
All pythons are pretty.
Right.
There's so many different ball pythons now.
There are, but last I heard, Monty
Yeah.
Python was residing in some sort of like place near the zoo in Portland, Oregon, on an exhibit because he got to be like 6 feet long.
Hmm.
And they needed a python, and well, they had to get rid of Monty, so they sold him to the exhibit.
At least he has a good life.
Yeah. People were fascinated with him. So, I mean, nothing wrong with
I
that.
just want to have snakes around my cats. I'm good.
She is almost 5 foot long. Yeah, because pythons get to be really big.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid you sleep
Wife.
python starts
Oh, wow.
because that's not a hug.
That's actually true. Like, from what I've read, if one of the constrictors don't eat, like refuse to eat,
Mhm.
but yet
If they,
but yet they cuddle up next to you.
because they're sizing you.
Size you.
No,
Yep, that's what I've read. I don't know if it's true or not, but
no, actually,
They know it's got bigger food, they won't eat
yeah. This
unless
happened
they.
to a woman that she said her python wouldn't eat for days, right? Like a week went by, her python still wouldn't eat, but it would want to curl up next to her in the bed or lay across her when she was sleeping. And then she woke up one night to the python getting ready to ingest her.
Mhm.
Mm,
But I don't understand. Pythons and constrictors will eat a human. They
Yeah.
can eat a freaking antelope, no damn problem. They can eat a freaking human,
Yep.
especially the wild ones.
Yes. Indeed.
That's why you
Like,
keep them in the cage. They don't understand. Snakes are very smart too.
they are very smart. And it's just like I have arachnophobia and I have a good reason. But I've actually killed a wolf spider the size of a damn dinner plate. And not a small dinner plate, one of them big ones.
Oh yeah.
And it's about the spider was about that tall. Ugh.
And
then-
don't like your spiders.
Back in what was it, 2020? Wait, no, it was 20. Yeah, it was. A spider kept coming back and biting me in my lady part.
Mm.
Over 13 times. I had over 13 spider bites in the there area. And I came out one day. Now, I obviously had to wear a dress. It's not funny. How would you like it if a spider bit your dick?
I'm not laughing at what you're saying.
She's laughing now that I said that.
Hey, more ridges.
I That's what you say now. Can you imagine that? I could not sit because I was so swollen.
I'm game. That's how next Genghis Khan. Bring on the spiders.
They have to be radioactive too. Spider dick, spider dick. He's like, wait, you forgot the part.
It's glorious. Time for the win. Sorry, I gotta finish that.
And that's part of the reason, John, and why we call this Freaky Friday, because we talk about weird shit.
No,
She's like, oh my god.
Paranormal.
which
We don't always have to be paranormal.
that's what I was laughing at.
Oh,
With Rob, everything is getting freaky.
It's portable sexy swing.
Hey, you started it. We just finished it.
Yeah, I
That's what
do.
he said. That's what he said. I said, dude. That's what he said. He does. Oh, Lord.
I'm a gentleman. I don't start it, but God forbid you give me an inch. I'll run it. I'll run 10 miles with it.
God, Lord. Jezebel, I ain't gonna start anything.
I came out here one day and this was in September in 2020. And
Uh-huh.
I was so swollen I could not sit down. And it was so sore. And I went to wipe in the morning, because you gotta piss in the morning. And
Yeah.
Language foul.
Hey, I think I already knew that. I have to
and
get off here and take my meds. I thought, but I want to stay.
okay, Jonna. No, it's fine. You know why? Because I got my phone right here, so in case any dick cards come in, I can take care of them. You should go in on the live stream and she can make you a mod.
Never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind.
It's okay, because I'm right here.
That's fine.
But-
I can do that.
Thank goodness for this product called Renew.
Love you too, Donna.
Renew 28. Love you too, Jonna. Yes. Are we going live tomorrow? Okay, so for all my mod squad, Rob says yes, we're going live tomorrow.
What
I
time?
don't know what the hell happened that one weekend. Rob had
that day was messed up.
yeah, Rob had seen me disable the chat and it didn't work.
Well, I'm glad you did not disable it because
But
I won't
anyway,
be able to talk to you.
so I used this product called Renew 28. Thank goodness Rob had several tubes of it. Rob, don't shut up. She'll get a strike.
Yeah.
Can't show stuff like that.
Why are you trying to oh, don't be showing that.
Well, it's a certain
I'm
kind
trying
of
to make it.
it's a certain kind of fun swing for adults. Yeah. We don't want you to get a channel strike. So anyway.
That's what I was laughing at. It's portable.
Oh Lord, what the hell?
I was laughing because it was portable.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, there, like I was saying, there's this product called Renew 28. And just so happened to be that Rob got a bunch of the Renew 28 for free. And he gave me a tube of it, thank God. They also sell it on Amazon. And I used that on those spider bites, and within a couple of days, the swelling went down. And I was so freaking happy to have that product. Or God knows the damage that could have been caused.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have been good. See, I had almost made a doctor's appointment with the gynecology to see what they could do.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like
embarrassing.
on the other sofa in my room, right? And I see this spider across the top of one of my paintings. And I'm like, that fucker was coming back to bite me again.
Oh Lord, you can never catch a break with spiders, can you?
I killed it. And then I called Rob into my room and I told him that I killed the spider that, had been biting me. He picks it up on a piece of paper and is looking at it on the way out. Like, what species are you? It's like, no, don't look at it. Get rid of it.
Maybe he wants to get bit. I mean,
Yeah.
It was dead. I beat that thing.
he can extract that venom.
I
You
beat
never
that.
know.
I beat that thing with my shoe so hard its head came off.
Aw,
Well, I didn't
because
want to
you
get
couldn't use it.
me. Maybe I had a good flavor for it, but
Okay. Okay. I got that from Robin, not you.
you should know me. I'm always gonna say things.
Na 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 na. Mama.
But what
That's
would
too
you
much.
do if a spider bit you over 13 times in your lady part?
I won't be happy.
Probably freak out, right?
Hell yeah.
Especially since it was one of
It's a good thing my brother has a bug person that comes here every 3 months.
you ever seen one of those big spiders with the multicolors?
No.
Well, we see them around here, and that was one of them.
Ooh, you're lucky. You didn't. That's not really a poisonous spider.
They are poisonous spiders.
Well, I think all spiders are poisonous technically.
It makes me sick for a little bit, but not like overly sick, if that makes any kind of sense.
Well, we're talking about poisonous that didn't kill you.
Yeah. I think it just wanted the meatier part. But wait, no, that's my ass. Because it's big.
Da, 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 da.
I've got big butt and I cannot lie.
Rob probably is ignoring it.
You know, he's sitting here laughing.
Yeah, I got a big butt too, so I'm good. I got a big butt and I cannot lie. I got a big. There we go. Hey, I got a big attitude means I got a big butt. He's over here laughing or turning red, one or the other.
He's sitting there just looking. Like,
He's like, nope.
you know what? It's about that time when we get doofy like this. It's 11:12.
Yep.
No, that's like what I was thinking is like that's like surprising because like sometimes like with like dudes like you just never know what you're gonna get, right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. And
That's why we don't know what size, so we see.
Junk, it's what they know how to do with it.
well, yeah. You have an aircraft carrier, but you can't. But
I have a story about an ex-boyfriend that I took his virginity before he could turn 40. He was a 39-year-old virgin.
Oh my God! Actually, I'm starting.
He's 48 now.
It's been 9 years.
He had no clue what to do in bed.
Oh,
He was so inexperienced. And he's never had
okay,
his
everyone is inexperienced.
he's never had
Well, think about it. Everybody's first time is inexperienced. So there you go.
yeah.
I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him. That's
Well,
just sucks.
that's the guy that took me home for Christmas one year and then a year later dumped me on my birthday.
Oh, that jackass.
Yeah, that guy. He was a virgin
He's a
when
Well,
then I took him to an exclusive hotel for his birthday and I paid $124 for the room. In a very exclusive hotel, right? Not too
yeah,
many
you
people.
were just shit your mama.
Well, the club quarters is exclusive. And he was like, so what hotel are you taking me to? And I told him what it was. He's like, I've never heard of that. So it's like, we go inside, we get in the elevator, go up to check in. And then the lobby is very Masonic. It's like a Masonic temple on the inside, right? That's how exclusive the place is. So we get in there, we check in, we take our bags up, and he decides to go to sleep. I'm like, wow, really?
Damn. Who asked who out? Did you ask him out or he asked you out?
Actually, I asked him.
Damn, bro. Mm.
See, this is why online dating is bad. It's a bad idea. It's just bad. And I had asked him out, and he said, sure.
So you're the one that asked him out.
Yeah. So I met him at the Patco terminal, you know, which is the Jersey line that runs from Jersey to Philly. And I seen him, so I recognized him from his pictures from the dating site. And I said his name. He looks over at me and he's like, wow, you look just like your picture. And I'm like, why wouldn't I? He's like,
That's just too funny.
well, most of these women on there just post, you know, a fake profile picture. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not them. So we were supposed to go out to eat. And I asked him, I'm like, well, you know, there's a little Amish eatery inside the Reading terminal. It's good food.
Right.
And of course, you know, it was overly crowded and they were overly crowded because they, you know, good food. So I'm like, you just want to go to the Hard Rock Cafe? And he's like, well, kind of expensive, aren't they? And I'm like, no, not really. Like, they have food there that's very reasonable in price. Because I had been there several times. So instead of going there, I'm like, well, there's this Italian restaurant not too far. I'm like, it's just a block over. So we go there. And then He expects to sit like right across the table from me, but I break the rules, right? And I sit next to him, and he goes to get up and move over to the other. He sighed. He's like, "Oh, do you want to sit different?" And I'm like, "No, I first sit next to you to talk instead of across from you, where it seems more like we're talking loud across the table." I'm like, "I prefer to sit next to you instead." So it was getting late, and he wanted to see some of my artwork. So I'm like, "All right, look, let's go back to my place, and I'll show you some of my artwork." And it was getting dark out, and I'm like, "You really want to go home and when it's dark out in Philly?" I'm like, "I don't feel safe with you being out in Philly in the dark, especially in the 22nd district. It can get dangerous at night." And his dad was a Philly cop before his dad passed away. And his dad happened to have been a cop in the 22nd district. And so his dad would tell him horror stories about the 22nd. And I'm like, well, a lot of stuff that your dad experienced back then has changed, but I wouldn't feel safe if you went out in the 22nd district to go home to Jersey. And I'm like, just chill here. I'm like, because you ain't going to Center City. I'm like, I'm a big buff dude. I'm like, but at night shit's different. And he didn't even know how to defend himself. This is how bad he was. He didn't know how to defend himself. So one year when his parents were on vacation, his stepdad and his mom, were on vacation, he calls me up and he texts me. He's like, somebody broke into the garage and stole some stuff out of it. Can you come over here and help me out? And I'm like, are you serious? You're a dude. And you want me to come over there and protect you? He's like, well, I also need to know more about guns. And like, I don't know much about. I'm like thinking to myself, is he serious? He knows nothing. I was the one with gun knowledge, and he had nothing, even though his dad was a cop. I'm like, you didn't learn from your dad? It's like, well, he died when I was young. And I'm like, well, I get that, but you didn't learn nothing? He's like, oh, I didn't really pay attention. And I'm like, oh, good Lord.
Maybe that's why he's.
I'm like, didn't you ever go hunting? And he's like, hunting and fishing sometime. I'm like, so do you understand how to pick up a rifle? He's like, well, aren't there different kinds? And I'm like, do you know the difference between a rifle and a shotgun? And he's like, no. How can you not know the difference between a rifle and a shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was explaining handguns to him, the different variety of handguns. And he's like, can you come over here and we'll just go gun shopping? It's like, are you serious? He's like, but you have more gun knowledges than I do. And I wouldn't know what to do. And I'm like, what about your stepdad? He's like, they're on vacation. I'm like, oh boy. Like, there's a lot you have to learn about guns before you can purchase a gun. So even though I told him a bunch of stuff to educate him, he wasn't smart enough to figure it out, so he never got one. That was just so fucking sad.
Is
I mean, but it's like when I went over on Christmas, you know, it was nice and everything. His mom wanted me to stay an extra day. I stayed in their guest room. She wanted me to stay an extra day. He didn't. And I'm like, I don't want to wear out my welcome. I'm like, I appreciate the offer though. I'm like, but I don't want to wear out my welcome here. I'm like, if you can understand that. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. She's like, I just wanted to get to know you better. I'm like, well, over time. But he broke up with me on my birthday, so that didn't get to happen. And she was pissed at him. She found that text of him breaking up with me on my birthday. So she snatched his phone, texted me, like, hi, this is Larry's mom. And I apologized for my son being an asshole to you on your birthday. I feel ashamed that he's my child.
that's funny. I meant nothing.
Oh my God.
So Rob, did you enjoy that story? Because I heard you munching.
Oh, was that being that loud? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I heard a bag over there go. I'm like, damn, you was enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm like a Viking. I eat my food like I do my women.
I should have. I didn't know. Oh, so that was that. So you're telling me that's how loud it gets?
Do you like your women crunchy?
I'm not picky.
You are too. You do not want crunchy women part. That would be nasty.
Ew.
Unwashed and unchanged for weeks. It could get crunchy.
He probably said, let's put some lotion right there. About to help with the smell.
But you see, there's this problem. There's like a single cell at the base of a man's reptilian brain.
Yeah.
Because men have two heads.
That
Oh, I know they got two heads. They think that smaller one than the big one they have on top of the shoulders.
Yeah, so
He's agreeing.
I am. I'm just saying. I'm answering the question, crusty or not. I'm like, well, depending on the situation, where you're at. You think you're gonna live another day. You think the bomb's gonna drop. You think you're never gonna see another chick again for the rest of your life. All of a sudden that little one cell starts thinking at the bottom of the Abdullah.
No woman is worth anything like that. No. No woman's worth that. No.
What'd she say?
I
don't care. They stink down in there. That ain't worth it.
Oh wait,
I wouldn't
you
do
said
that.
stink?
She didn't say stink.
Oh,
Think. She said think.
oh, but that one cell in the brain, it doesn't think. Oh, I
One
know.
doesn't think, the other one just does.
It just
I've got two. You just don't
it
pick the
takes,
right one.
but it takes over and it subdues all like conscious like reasonable decision making. Like you do stupid stuff. Like you spend like you basically are willing to do anything just for that.
Ew.
Oh yeah, like the story that you told us about like your dad trying to stop you from going over to your girlfriend's house, your what, 30-something-year-old girlfriend's house when you were in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school when she was 38 or 39. That was great. That was good
Okay.
for 3 days.
Because all he could do is think about that.
Well, I think when that stinks. That's no. I meant the woman. No woman who stinks down there is worth it.
What she said.
If a woman stinks that bad there, it ain't worth it.
Just like a
Ah,
man. Man stinks down there ain't worth it either.
If it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
that's true. I mean, there you got ends of the spectrum, right? If it smells too good, right?
Yeah.
Or too bad.
My niece's ex-boyfriend, he would bathe himself cologne. He never took showers at all. So imagine that. I looked at my niece. I'm like, "You're disgusting, lady." I said, "You know what? Ugh."
I mean that is nasty.
It is. I'm like, ew. It was the overly bad cologne smell, so I couldn't stand. Almost killed me. Because of that, how strong it is. Dude, you don't bathe yourself in cologne. That's something wrong with you then.
Right?
It has a woman.
Exactly. Like if they gotta dump a bunch of perfume on themselves, there's something ain't right down there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have that saying, if it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
Mm-hmm. Or perfume.
I am familiar with that saying.
Because you're probably clean.
How many of those did you come across in your life?
Or what?
If it smells like cologne.
Or perfume, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I had too many of those.
So yeah, it's something that's overly.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yes, one of them.
I know.
That would be the current
No, we don't want to.
Whoa!
name. Oh my gosh.
That's
She
just
could have gagged a cow with the amount of perfume and body spray mix.
Dang. That lady, man. Ain't talking about that lady, but damn, that's just sad.
It's like,
I mean,
you knew she was coming out from her room before she came out of her room because you could smell the perfume and the body spray through the fucking door all the way out here.
Rob,
Well,
I love you.
She feels sorry.
I love you.
Poor Rob.
No, I do, but I don't. Because I don't know. I don't know what to think on that one.
Right?
yeah,
I
neither
don't know
do
what
I.
to think on that one. But Rob, I love you.
Oh, you're very, very
There's other better women out there. There's better women out there.
Oh, you're very kind.
But yeah. I've come across a few
Is
unsavory
somebody tired?
life too. So okay, nope, that's not what I did. Hold on. I saw something behind me later. And I'm like, let me try to center in on that.
Hmm.
Another time ref.
Did you?
Yep, I caught another ref. Because first of all, the ceiling and all that don't look right.
Oh,
So, okay. Up there. Okay, let me remove it. Hold on.
Ah,
So it's like, I don't even know. What is that black? That should not be black. Okay, for some reason there's a black freaking void.
where?
You see that?
Yeah, it's been there. That's part of your camera thing.
No,
Yes, on my side it is.
there's some sort of empty void there,
There is an empty void there.
and that shouldn't be there.
What is that on your phone that you took on the picture, or that's on the live stream?
Screenshot.
Screenshot.
And then I
Okay.
pulled it in, and all of a sudden there's this void
What I'm saying
where this should
on
be.
my screen, there's I don't know what phone you're using on your phone or the screen. Okay, on this, I'm talking about on my computer. There's like a two void things, but that's because of the camera you're using.
Well, no, I
Because
shot, and then
unless
I was
you,
noticing something weird, but there is no void.
okay, what I'm trying to say, I think Rob is
I
gonna.
mean, like right here, these little
Yeah,
parts right here.
yes, right here and right there. They're on both
But
sides.
look at the door
Uh-huh.
and look at that. Look at the door, and then look at.
Yeah, that's what I see on the camera. On my side, on my computer.
Look at how the door is.
Yes.
Right? You can see it. Okay. Now remember that you can see the door.
Yes, I see that on the door.
But where the fuck's the door?
I see the door on there, but it's not the. But that's
Frame is
how it
on
looks.
there. I know, but
But
the
that's
door
how.
the
Okay.
door frame is on there, but not the door like that.
Okay.
See what I mean?
I see what you mean. I'm gonna try to.
It's just weird because it's the white door frame in a section of the door in the picture, but where the fuck's the rest of the door in the picture?
Okay. This is what it looks like on for me. Both of these sides are black. That's how it looks like.
But you can see the door, right? Okay, but you can see the door. In the picture I got, there's
I can
not.
see the door, but I see a black line that covers some of that door. I don't see the whole door. Unless
See
you move
that?
the camera.
I mean, it's
Unless you move the camera.
not like, it's not like that in the picture that I got. It's only got the white door frame that's
Yeah,
around it.
Yeah, that's
And
what I have.
part of it.
That's what I have on mine.
It's weird though.
That's how the camera is. That's why I was like so confused. I'm like, I know what.
I was trying to magnify it.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
just pull it like that.
See, same thing.
Way when I touched.
Yeah, you would have had to just touch the picture again. Anyway, it's just some weird because behind me, unless this thing moved by itself, which I don't doubt, because I haven't touched it to make it move. Even you know that.
Yeah,
I just found it's well, it is Freaky Friday.
yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, like, one day we came home from running some errands and Manny Quinn was facing towards the back door.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and then
It's
the other
Ricky.
night she scooted a little. And I was like, Manny Quinn, stop doing that. It's freaky.
Watch me come in the
Trying
room
to
tonight.
stay.
She's gonna be moving a little bit quicker.
Well, yesterday I heard something and I told it it is not welcome in this house. I command you to leave. And except for the Tommy knocker yesterday. The other thing, whatever the fuck it was, I haven't heard it after that. Which is good because shit can get dangerous.
Oh, definitely.
But
Kitty cat.
I believe it's
Just
already
down.
almost midnight.
I know. Is Rob tired or he just like,
He is tired.
I'm good.
oh,
I'm tired. If you can't tell.
he's like, I'm good. But he's
That was exactly it. How'd you know?
Rob took one hell of a nap today. That's why you're good. I took a partial nap. I napped for a half hour next to the cat.
This morning. I went back to bed this morning, woke up around 1. Like, oh shit.
And you woke up at 1. I was wondering why I hadn't heard from you all day until like in the afternoon. Like, oh, I'm here.
I was asleep. I'm usually up in the morning, but this time was like 1 o'clock. Like, oh.
Oh my gosh. It's funny. But you know what, though? The human body sometimes needs to shut down and sleep. Sometimes it's just too tired to function and needs extra sleep. See, we're talking about sleep. I yawned, you yawned, and Mr. Sunshine over here.
I'm a bubbling fountain of joy and happiness.
You got
Took
it.
his limit of talking today, so he's not going to talk as much. least we know 30 minutes of talking. This is limit.
It's okay. You can talk through the whole entire thing and we wouldn't care. Would we?
Yeah, you got that voice.
Which
He has
is-
that voice.
You have that voice.
Oh, you think so?
Like, I swear he needs to, get a podcast going.
I listen to it.
You know something that's funny? Like when I talk, and we've done a couple of things and on playback.
His voice will
It
sound
sounds-
different.
I don't know. I like in person, it sounds different than it does. Like even on playback, I'm like, who is that? But it doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
But
that's okay.
anyway,
Well, think about it. Your voice is going to be different when you're actually hearing yourself on camera. 'Cause
Oh,
I don't
no.
feel like on camera.
Different, and I have to agree with him, is any time that we've done the Freaky Friday, the Supernatural Saturday,
Right.
his voice is completely different than people realize.
It sounds normal to me.
I know it sounds normal to you.
That's just weird. They're all weird. We're all weird.
so
So, what?
can I ask a question and if you don't feel comfortable with it, just
What
say-
is it?
say no.
What is it?
All right. Well, getting there. So when you say you see things,
Uh-huh.
can you describe what you see or no? Or do you not feel like talking about it?
Is
On what spirit?
sometimes I get like
Or
flashes of like a vision. Does that happen for you?
no. I don't get those kind of things. Most of the time, it's look like people. Like
Hmm.
how I look at you, Shar, I look at you. That's how I see people. How I see that spirits is how they look.
Oh,
As a
okay.
person.
Okay.
Now they could be bloody per se, but they could disappear.
Yeah.
Like I see them as as alive people.
I
Yeah.
understand. Okay.
It makes perfect sense.
Do you see other things besides that or no? Like have you ever seen
I see
anything, something that,
See demons.
okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting at in a better way to phrase it.
Yes, I've seen demons. They're freaking ugly.
They are, aren't they?
They're
He's-
freaking ugly as hell.
He's been married to a demon before. It's used too much perfume to disguise itself.
I'm just,
I'm not talking about human form.
Right.
Jeez.
And it's human.
But I
Well,
expected on that one. I was like,
well,
not human form. But yeah, they're demons. They tend to be ugly. Like how people presume what demons look like on TV. Those are actually a lot prettier than ones I see.
Yes.
I understand. Yep.
And they smell bad.
Especially when you
as
smell the
eggs.
rotten egg smell.
Rotten eggs,
Oh,
No, vomit. Psh, let's say vomit eggs, vomit, shit,
Yep.
bad food,
Yep.
all to mix in one.
So you're saying you can also pick up on one
The
of your other
smell.
senses as far as
Mhm.
this.
Yep.
Are there any other senses that you can pick up on? Like, can you hear?
Oh, I
Or
can hear them.
can you? Okay.
Yeah, she can. She's like that thing that I have where I can sense it, smell it, and see it. And, hear them.
Understand.
But then there's the thing of getting a flash of a picture in your mind. I've always got those.
I was just curious because I've had the opportunity to work with people with gifts in another life, not another life, but like another, back when I was a cool kid on the block. And I've seen some pretty interesting things. And so I was just curious as
There's
to
things
what
that I've done that I can't talk about because it's considered classified.
There's a lot of things I can't say from the spirit world, so there you go. That's classified.
I'm sorry, what she said.
Oh wait, no, because it's like I just told her there's a lot of things that I've done that's considered
No, but what-
classified, and she said there's things that she's done from the spirit world that would be considered classified.
Classified.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm
There's a lot of
sorry.
things there's a lot of things I can't say or anything. I'm like, nope, I can't. I'm not allowed to say that.
yeah, because you know what? A lot of people would think that we're crazy when we're not, and that's sad. That a
Mhm.
lot of people think like that. They'd be like, "Oh, that's so evil. That's not in the Bible." Well, according to biblical history, Noah, Moses, Joseph, and a plethora, Jesus, his mother, Mary Magdalene, and a plethora of other people in the Bible have had visions. They've been able to read dreams and other things. Oh, and talk to animals. But it's like, were they crazy or were they intuitive?
Well, the thing about Jesus was from God.
Or was he actually a descendant from the angel that came to his mother?
No, people try. Well, that wouldn't make sense anyway, because Christians believe that Jesus is God. You got God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, and they're all in
The
all in
Trinity.
one. The Trinity, yeah.
There are certain sections of Christianity that believe that God is within each of, and I believe Jesus said this himself, especially in the Gospel of Thomas. The kingdom of heaven or God lies within each of you. In other words, it's not
Our souls.
It's not an external.
No, it's the spiritual. You think about it, God, if you like everybody has read it, and in the what's the book? The Genesis part, God put air through his heirs through to Adam to bring him a life. And the same thing as with Eve.
When Cain was kicked out of the Garden of Eden,
Yeah, he was kicked out.
his brother,
Hmm.
then why were there other people already there?
Well, you think about it. If you think about it, Adam and Eve had how many babies? Tens of thousands, and they had children. They had children. You think about it. They even said it in the Bible that Adam and Eve was died in 1,000 years. They were old by 1,000. So in all those years, you got also Abraham dying about 900 years.
Well, there's some scientific evidence to support the fact that
Oh yeah, the archaeological digs and everything.
I was going to talk about age,
Mhm.
but I don't know if you saw some of the recent articles, but they've pretty much proven now, or they have proof that the telomere caps on the end of one of our genomes is what has reduced the human lifespan. And while they claim they could do it if they wanted to. I mean, it's just too easy to do. But if they could remove those telomere caps on the end of those genes,
We would live
the
for
lifespan
years.
would be about 1,000 years or more of a human without any kind of intervention. So going back to what you're saying, as far as some of the older
Living
references
for at least 1,000 years.
to people living 900,000 years or longer, and people think that that's an exaggeration, an allegory, or a myth, or whatever. If it were not for this genetic modification, which they believe came along fairly recently in human evolution, our lifespan could easily reach 900 to 1,000 years, again, without any medical intervention or, essentially growing old.
But wouldn't they have to do with the coming of a new ice age? A new beginning of the earth? If you really think about that, which ones of us are going to live longer? The more knowledgeable ones that know how to survive? I believe so. But
Okay.
that's
Okay. Adam died when he was 930 years old.
Yes.
So that's why I said.
I mean, they say
But-
Moses died when he was 800.
Well, and then if we, go down this rabbit hole, I hate to, but, if through genetic modification they could remove these telomere caps off the end of these two genes.
And what put it there anyway?
Well, whether it
We
be
may never know.
ancient alien theorists say,
Wait, and I'm wearing my NASA shirt for that.
yeah. But with the evolution of stem
Yeah.
cells,
Noah died at 990 years.
Okay. What about Moses? I thought he was 800 when he died.
Moses? I have to read that. Okay, Abraham was, okay. Yeah. Hang on. 120.
120?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Abraham died in Abraham was 175.
So is that the evolution level of capping it off?
Well, that's what, was it, divine intervention that, said, hey,
Well, if you
Not sure.
look at a lot of biblical depictions, they actually speak of chariots that come from the sky. Think about the Anunnaki and the chariots that came from the sky. What were they? Were they chariots or were they aliens? It's an interesting question. There's a plethora of depictions of things that are a humanoid-like species that came from the sky. Even native depictions of humanoids that came from the sky. And I find that to be fascinating from all these cultures.
Oh yeah.
Right? And according to indigenous lore, the sky people came down and seeded the earth, and then everybody has different stories. It's very fascinating.
It is fascinating, but yet similarities.
Exactly. And then the sky woman came down to help teach indigenous people. Okay, now would that not refer to a different kind of Lilith? She came down. She was before.
Oh, the demon?
She's not a demon, though. That's been depicted wrong.
Technically hasn't.
A being that
Yeah,
was.
she was a being, yes, but she is considered a demon.
Adam as his first wife. Adam
Mhm.
didn't like being taught by a woman. So he had her cast out. That's sad, though. But it's actually written in Hebrew text. A lot of people don't know that. That in the Jewish Kabbalah, she's actually written different.
Yeah, and in that version, like,
Yeah.
she was co-created. She wasn't like taken, out of Adam's rib and,
Yeah, like
whatever.
Eve.
Like she was co-created with Adam, and she refused in that storyline to, bow down or be subservient to Adam, and that caused
her to get kicked out.
Conflict or whatever.
Yeah. And then there's the other stories of her being the ascended being brought down to help Adam. But again, he rejected her. So there's all these different fascinating writings of different things for the earth. And I like reading all the different stuff. All of it. Because it's like fascinating, like how many of the stories are similar. The floods, how many of the floods, how many arcs were there actually then? Is that why they're finding several of them? They're actually finding several different arcs now depicted the same way as it is in biblical text. But it's a bunch of different cultures, but they're found in different areas around the earth now. So that's also fascinating. So that could explain a lot of why some animals used to live in certain parts of the world, but then when this flood happened, all of a sudden they end up somewhere else. If that makes any kind of sense.
To me, it does.
And in the mountains in Brazil, they're starting to find similar things, which is, again, very interesting.
Yeah. So, have you ever seen like anything? I know that you quantify so far demons, human shapes, forms. Have you ever seen the angelic?
No,
Do you think, or have you ever?
I'm not meant to see those.
Okay, I understand. Didn't mean to cross the line.
No, I'm not saying you didn't cross. I'm not meant to see those. I'm not meant to see the angelitas. Like I can see someone being angel-like and anything, but I'm not supposed to see that aura, basically.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Maybe,
Like demons, with demons, I'm more like casting out the demons and noticing, hey, you need to get this evil out. That's my job. My job is to help people. Like basically, sometimes with people who lose their loved ones, I give a message to the people.
Yeah.
Or I'm called out to see something that needs to be seen.
Yeah, because some people with the gift,
like I said, I can see.
They're more heightened than others, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. For me, I see life and death. I see life and death.
Yep.
So,
and sometimes I feel like the angel of death, like when I've looked at a person and don't mind those bells. That's that leather with the bells on it that I did in December.
I literally thought it's like bells from the bells with leather with Rob. I was like, what now? And he said,
say front door.
I was already there before you said it.
Did you? I did not hear.
I love it to be on the same wavelength. I'm sorry, baby.
Channel did not say front door.
You okay, sir?
I think I'm having an allergy to that Humble deodorant. It makes my armpits itch so bad. I can't
get allergic to it.
I can't use Lumi, and I obviously now can't use the Humble brand. It makes my armpits itch. So I used to use Degree, and that did not make my armpits itch. Now I'm trying to use all this, non-aggressive stuff, plant-based.
But also it could be detoxing you too.
I've been using it. You would think it would have done that a while ago. Been using that for like 3 months. You would think it would be done detoxifying my armpits that don't grow hair.
You never know how deodorants. Depends on what. I guess it depends on what scented.
Well, it's bergamot and ginger.
Mm.
And it doesn't smell bad. I used the other one, the one with the rose in it, and it does the same thing.
I don't know what to say.
But I got those on sale, thank God, because the native deodorant and the humble deodorant is $14.
Yeah, no, the most expensive ones that's supposed to be good for you is expensive.
I think I'll go back to Degree. It works. It doesn't
Wow.
have aluminum or paraffins in it, and it's cruelty free.
Degrees cruelty free. When was that?
They changed.
I usually keep up with that.
Yeah, I mean, but it didn't make me itch. So I might just have to go back to it. I mean, I can get small things of it at the Dollar General for less than $2. Now, I can say the native body wash, I love that stuff. And it doesn't cost too much, so.
Ivory soap does not
Unless
taste like
I want the huge bottle with the pump dispenser. And that's $11.
That's not bad.
Cheaper than Bath and
Yeah.
Body Works.
Do you have any other questions, Rob?
Sure, if you're open to them.
I'm open.
Do you have you ever seen or is that within your purview of seeing anything that you would consider to be an interdimensional or an elemental entity?
No.
Okay.
That part, no.
Just curious.
The cat.
A lot of some of these pictures that we keep talking about, and maybe one day we should assemble them on a slideshow for you, or just,
Hello.
he's gonna scratch. Anyway,
At least you were online. You were live.
but in several of the
Sit down,
we
Teddy.
just refer to them as riffs. You know, pictures that we've caught, taken, or whatever, either on a video or on a picture that was never, that to our naked eye, didn't look like
I'm
that.
gonna have to find those pictures.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've seen, Char's seen
Mm-hmm.
things that were not
no
there
kind of sense.
and seem to be,
Interdimensional.
yeah, they seem to be of a makeup or of a construct that makes no sense on this earth. So just to give you a description, like one of them that I can recall vividly is in one of
Several
these,
hooded ones. Remember that? There were several hooded ones, and then the picture oddly changed by itself.
yeah, true. I'm like talking about things that just don't look of this world, right? So like if you can imagine something like something that might look like a horse, like 4 legs, some kind of like neck and a head, but maybe a tail, maybe not. I can't remember that part. But I distinctly remember, I don't know if you remember, Char, but on the shelf where my meds are at, the meds weren't there, but this item was there, or this thing was there, and it was
It was
Made of-
really fucking weird.
It was made of like balls, like little balls, and all the balls were different colors. And
They were shaped weird.
yeah, mostly. I mean, mostly I think they were circular from my recollection, but
They
like,
were.
but it was definitely
Then there was this odd square on the ceiling that looked like it had keys or something hanging from it. There's nothing there like that on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
yes. I mean, so we caught some things that are like, you know, kind of like you're saying, faces. What was it, about 15 or 20 faces? You know, like in the wall, as if it was like a wallpaper print. But
Right.
like if you were to take a comparison picture of what it looks like now versus what some of these other pictures are, the
Mhm.
color, the wall colors are wrong. The angles are not, you know, plumb. They're off. They're weird. And there's these different. You can see faces like just virtually everywhere, but in addition to that, you see these odd entities like this. You might think it would be a toy, you know, to see it. But you know what I'm talking about, right, Sharon? You remember now?
Yeah.
I
Like I said, I'll have to find that picture so that you can see it.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in that picture.
Yeah. It's like really
There's
weird.
a lot that goes in that house, so it could be in a weird spot.
It is. And what's funny is you actually see in one part of it a face of a man, right?
Mhm.
Wearing a hat. And it looks like he's wearing some sort of suit, like an MIB, a Men in Black, which is weird. I've always seen.
Not really.
And then
Not
there's
really, because there is. Oh my God, I get yelled
Like I
at.
said, I'll have to find the picture.
I might get yelled at. I might get yelled by the spirits. Sometimes spirits, they have a. I've always said the spirit world has laws and rules they have to abide, and they can be punished even though they're all that. There's some
Yeah.
spirits will act like an officer of some
Mhm.
sort. It could be something you're not able to recognize, and making sure you do not recognize that. So there could be something going on, and they were trying to control that
Yeah.
to whatever that certain degree was.
that makes sense.
That would really make sense to see that, because like I haven't seen it personally, but I know there can be other things, and I understand some of the laws that they have, even when I'm like, what the hell? But I also know that they have certain things they have to able to control, because they don't want the, livelies, I should say, need to do whatever.
Right.
Because like I said, demons can control other spirits, but people don't understand. People can control other spirits, control spirits. So there's that vice versa thing. Also, we have people that's trying to control certain things and everything else. And they're trying to make sure it doesn't get into that spectrum.
Right.
So, because sometimes like at the mall over my brother's, where he works at, there is military there, but also their spirits are in military uniform of protecting whatever that is.
Hmm.
Because there's like recruitments at the mall, so there's something. Sometimes there's spirits that follows the recruitments or anything, and they're here trying to protect.
Hmm.
So that could be going on for you too. Something is trying to protect you guys in some degree.
That's actually true. I've
So
picked up on that before.
it could be a guardian angel or a spirit is trying to protect you. Because if you see meaty faces on a wall, that's not a good thing to see.
No, it's not.
So I think there's someone, if you see somebody men in black, then somebody men in black and then that disappears and you probably didn't see the faces no more, meaning they subdue whatever that was causing it. I'm not going to say it's going to be a demon. It could be some sort of a trickster, or like I said before, you do have a trickster in the house of some sort.
Yes.
So that
So
could be the trickster.
I agree with that.
So that could be certain degrees on that too.
Hmm.
I'm not supposed to give that any kind of information out, by the way.
Oh, I know.
So I'm probably gonna get yelled at, but
By
it's
who?
the spirits.
Uh,
How come they like me? Because I'm a realist. I tell how it is.
it
My
is.
engineer questions my ability, and that's why I don't hold back. I don't sugarcoat things.
I know what you mean.
That's awesome.
Like, I would look at someone and then tell them something about themselves. And they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you do realize I told you I didn't ask. They're like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, oh, huh? They get confused.
Mhm.
Then they're like, how do you know that about me? I'm like, I can just tell.
I could tell somebody's aura. If they
You
give
can-
me if I feel creepiness, I feel creepy. No, thank you.
Right?
So you can see the person's aura.
Yes. Different ones. And sometimes I'm not meant to see those.
I've been told that my auras can be different. Either they can be bright and shiny, or
That's what somebody said about my brother. That he has an old spirit. He's a
Mhm.
very old spirit. And they can't read him.
Yep.
And his aura is very bright. So
Yes, some people do have very bright aura.
mhm.
Then there's the people with the dark ones.
Oh yeah.
I've been told mine switches from bright to dark. I say it's my mood ring. It's like my eyes. They can go from bright and cheery to dark.
Hmm.
And when they turn black, it's run the other way.
Oh yeah. It's time to run.
Mm-hmm.
I can give somebody a look and they say they seen death itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's nice to know. Okay then. So I have to watch out for my anger though.
So do I. That you mentioned that. I have to be very, very careful with getting angry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been known to, I've told you this before, I've been known to bend metal, thick metal with my bare hands. Yeah.
I can do damage to a
Yeah.
house. Like when my brother's room, he has a nice big hole in the wall.
I believe it.
I slammed me by the door. No, boom, and it hurt me. And I was
Hulk's
like, oh, shit.
running around.
Oh, I have to be careful. I will break things. I'll say things you wouldn't think I'll say. Oh, did I say that? Oops, my bad. I don't ever apologize. Nope. To some degrees, I would, depending on the situation and what caused it.
I didn't
I will
realize
apologize.
how many old videos I have of the cat on my Instagram. Check that out. Look at that. Tubby.
That's cute.
He is. And here's
He's
one
a
of
chubby
him,
little.
tuna.
Oh,
Just because
who
he
wants
was.
to be washed?
Well, at least he wasn't eating off of another person's plate. He tries that sometimes. Like, he will stare at Rob's plate and
looks at it. Looks at it like, can I have some of that? That looks good.
right.
Rob is probably looking at him, so this. You good. I ain't sharing.
Right. Trying to find this picture. Yeah, I do have a picture on my Instagram. Man, I gotta find it too. Of when I did a Ouija board burning. And I knew I have to scroll way back because you're able to actually see the spirit in the board.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens to be a succubus.
Oh. Hey, Rob, how you feeling that night?
Drained in the morning. That's good.
I guess the succubus is doing her job, I guess.
Maybe that's why I've been so tired.
Probably.
That's all right. I'm gonna give them a run for their money.
She's like, geez, I wish I didn't say nothing. I got these two started. Funny part is I can make anything dirty. I'll find a way.
Hey man, like I'm that dude that don't like, they got that whole, I don't want to.
Here's
You
funny
only have a 5-minute break,
cat.
and that's just it.
I caught him on the mantle, on the fireplace mantle, and he's paused just like that.
Oh,
That's when he was smaller. No, he's just a big old fatty.
So Rob, you only have a 5-minute break, don't you? You go back to it. Ah.
I'm still like stuck on the leather and the bells. I'm thinking about for Christmas that it would be a good idea to like make like a, ring in the new year, ring in like Christmas. You hear like bells, like Santa's Claus's sleigh coming, like ding 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 ding.
All you need is Santa Claus. All you need is Santa Claus suit and a Miss Santa Claus suit.
So for him.
And have it around the neck. There you go.
Oh my
With a
goodness.
little leash. There you go.
That's not. I mean,
Sorry.
like, look, I'm good for most things, but like, I would probably pass out from heat exhaustion if I was in like a suit because like I work hard, you know what I mean? And like,
Well, the suit won't be on you.
oh, okay, I understand.
This was just the hat and the beard.
Oh God, the hat.
And get the boots. And there
Oh,
you go.
yeah, but then my brain would be on fire. I'd have like some kind of like embolism or
Your
something.
brain is on fire.
Try not to think about it.
Oh God, do you remember I told you about those spider bites?
Yeah. Ouch.
Exactly.
Yeah, have the sleigh bells and have the leash on the girl. With a hat and a skirt.
Little red
There
nose.
you go. Yeah, we can do that too, or the reindeer one. Do that way. Then you get
Oh,
the antlers.
Yeah. Oh, you hear all night is like like bells jingling, jingle, 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 jingle. All the kids
We're bad together.
would be like, Santa Claus really came last night. Yeah, he did.
Couple of times.
I thought Santa was supposed to come and go.
He came and went.
Oh Lord. Bro, what? How do we get in these conversations together?
We're all dirty minded.
I am not.
I said we all are.
Oh Lord. Imagine that. Oh my gosh. What's that for? I mean, what's in that closet for? What you talking about? That red suit? Nothing.
Oh my gosh, I found a video of Chittenden for 2020. Wow, that's when he was a smaller baby.
Oh. My
Wait.
girls are older than him.
Titten, I'm finding your younger pictures and videos, boo boo. No, don't show my baby pictures. I'm going to anyway. Just to embarrass you, Titten.
Yeah. You gotta have a whip too.
I drew this picture. Who is it?
You? Oh, Anne.
No. Yeah, it's Anne. I sent that to her. She didn't realize I had drawn her, and I mailed it to her. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever
You gotta
drawn
have a
me
whip with
before.
that. You gotta have a whip with that, I think, to make it a little bit. I don't know.
I know, I mailed it
It's
to her,
okay.
just mailed it to her.
She's trying to change the conversation. I was
I'm
thinking
tired.
about the sleigh bells.
How many cats do you see?
A lot.
That's the point. I actually made a pair of pants with that fabric and a couple of shirts and some undies.
So you gotta have a candy cane with that. Have the girl with a candy cane in her mouth.
And encourage him. He
That's
said
why I don't encourage.
he's sitting here with this little grin on his face.
Well, the person can be eating cookies and milk.
He's twisted, by the way.
Hey, I'm there.
Oh, they couldn't. Come on, baby.
I'm not a good influence on that. Make it worse.
I gave this dress to Jessica Vargas.
Oh, and do it under the Christmas tree.
I gave this dress to Jessica Vargas. I've never seen her in a video with it. She never
Huh.
showed one. It was like, I thought she would like it.
That would make sense. No, by the fireplace with Christmas songs. There you go. That'll make more sense with the Christmas tree up and
Okay, well, you know, it's like if bad guys got in the house.
and baby explode outside or
You wanna bleed, you wanna bleed. You broke in the house, now
Okay.
you wanna bleed.
I need to stop. I'm tired. I'm thinking dirty things. Gotta lower the sleigh bells, man.
I'm telling you, I should market it.
I know. You should.
You should start doing podcasts. What do you do?
I shall.
Gotta figure out this stuff for you, though.
I'd be like pirate radio. I don't know. You may.
Rob's Pirate Radio. Nothing but booty.
I'll be. She's hitting on me because I always say I'm a pirate and because I'm trying to find the booty.
I wasn't thinking about the pirate thing.
That's a whole nother outfit. Arr.
Oh yeah. That was funny.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's like
Sorry.
12:37.
It's like kind of funny because I had to say that. Rob's Pirate Radio.
We were talking about sleigh bells and all of that. You're doing that.
Man, I ain't got no shame. You have no idea.
Neither do I. I have no shame because I know how my brain works. But I'm over here like, this is funny. Okay.
It's funny. That wasn't
I mean, it
mine.
is.
Yours. Or hers. It was someone. Oh, look at this cute picture of Kitten.
Aw.
That's when he was tinier.
It's majestic.
Okay, I'm going to end the broadcast so it can be ended so we can still talk.
I Okay.